everyone. I hope you're all doing very well this Saturday. And now we're still talking about this hot topic of what is happening in South Africa following the death of a Zimbabwean man, Elvis Nyati. A lot of things have been happening. We have seen that the police have been doing, door-to-door raids, arresting people with no documentation, asking people to speak in vernacular languages, this and that. But then there's one issue that caught my attention. It is the issue that has just also been posted by Nhlanhla. Nhlanhla is actually the leader of Operation Dudula. They're saying that everyone living in South Africa should be carrying around their ID document, their passport, or their refugee certificates. Okay, if you're a South African, you need to carry your ID all the time, and if you're a foreigner, or you also need to be carrying your documentation, so that anyone who stops you and asks you for your identification, you need to be able to provide that. I am just going to read for you the post that has just been posted by Nhlanhla, and then we're going to continue with our discussion. The post reads, "Everyone in South Africa must walk around with these cards or a refugee permit if you are not from here. Proof must be shown that you are fleeing persecution. We are tired of lawlessness. You can call us xenophobic. We don't care. Where have you seen refugees that go home for Christmas?" So this post was just made, and they also attached there the South African IDs, to show that this is what they are talking about. But then, some people were arguing, some South Africans were arguing that, you cannot make us to move around carrying ID documents, okay? There's no way you can make me as a South African to walk around carrying ID. No. So people were arguing that, but others are in agreement saying, well, I think it's just logical for us to do it that way until such a time that we have driven away all illegal immigrants in our country. We need to do this, okay? So let me know what you think. Do you think it's okay if you're a South African? Are you going to be carrying your ID card everywhere you go? And also, if you're a foreigner, but as for foreigners, we understand the issue of carrying your documentation everywhere you are. Any other country that you go to, you must always have your identification. In case they stop you and ask you for your documentation, you need to produce it, okay? But it's not like it's done that randomly like everywhere, no. And also, what is not clear is who is going to be asking people to produce their identity cards. Is it just some random people in the streets, or it is some people, such kind of issues also need to be clarified, because such things, when they start to happen, you are going to see that there are also some, criminal elements who will start coming around to people. Show me your ID. You're not South African, you understand? And starting to rob people, to do all sorts of things to people. So I think also there should be clarity on how this thing is going to be conducted. Now, let's go back to what other people were talking about. They are saying that the carrying of IDs all the time is a South African, it's the black South African. It's like you're taking us back to the Apartheid era. The Apartheid era, we know that they had, the pass, where you need to always carry your pass if you are a black person in South Africa. If you are found without this, you can either be killed, arrested, or beaten, whatever can happen to you. Let me read for you the law, okay? The past laws that were there. And then maybe some of you who did not do history, or you did history but you've just forgotten, I can remind you this, okay? Past Laws Act of 1952 required black South Africans over the age of 16 to carry a passbook known as Dompas everywhere and all the time. The Dompas was similar to a passport, but it contained more pages filled with more extensive information than a normal passport. Within the pages of an individual's Dompas was their fingerprints, photography, personal details of employment, permission from the government to be in a particular part of the country, qualifications to work, seek work in the area, and an employer's report on workers' performance and behavior. If a worker displeased their employer and they declined to endorse the book for the pertinent time period, the worker's right to stay in the area was jeopardized. According to the past law, government officials possessed the power to expel the worker from the area by adverse endorsement in the passbook. This technique was known as the endorsing out, and could be carried out at any time for any reason. Officials were not required to provide any explanation for their actions. Family members of a worker who was indulged out also forfeited their right to remain in the area and faced eviction and exile to Bantustan. Forgetting to carry the dumpers, misplacing it or having it stolen rendered one liable to arrest and imprisonment. Each year, over 250,000 blacks were arrested for technical offenses under the pass laws. As a result, the pass became the most despised symbol of apartheid. Okay, so now listening to this and also knowing that the pass became the most despised law during the apartheid era, and people are asking, but now you are still bringing in the same issue of people having to compulsorily carry their identity cards everywhere. Are we going back into history? Are we now, taking notes from the master's notebook? My friends, let me know what you think. Okay, as a South African yourself, are you going to be carrying an identity card? A random person will just ask you to provide your identity card and you're going to provide it? We know the issues of identity theft. As a foreigner, of course, like I said before, you are expected to carry your identity card, when necessary. When you're asked by officials to provide it for any other reason, you are supposed to show that, this is my identity card, either a passport or whatever documentation that you have. My friends, let me know what you think. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and stay so that you don't miss on this and more. And of course, we're going to be coming again with more discussions, more live streams. And if you've got any topics that you want us to cover, my email is always open for anybody to contact me. Until I come back again, thank you so much.